What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soul Break. Thanks for stopping by my channel. So today I'm really excited to present this pair of sneakers to you guys because I've been really wanting this pair when I first saw the images online. And this is the Asics Gel MC Plus in collaboration with Denim Tears. It's part of the Red Clay pack from Tremaine Emery and his brand Denim Tears. And I'm not gonna act like I know anything about, Tremaine Emery or, in depth about his brand. It's just that I know that there is a brand called Denim Tears out there, and I've been following their brand quite recently. I really want to cop a pair of their jeans. It's just that it's so difficult to cop a pair for retail. Not to mention the fact that the retail price already is really pretty expensive, but the resale price is just crazy. I guess I'm a little bit late to the party, and get the jeans, the clothing just sell out instantly when they're made available online. But hopefully one day I'll be able to add a pair of jeans to my collection. But without further ado, let's dive right into the shoe. So these actually released a couple days ago, and I think they released on the official Denim Tears website a couple weeks ago. I was late to the show again, and I was not able to cop a pair. But thankfully, I didn't cop a pair from the official website because I would have had to pay like expensive shipping and possibly import duties. But luckily, some of the online retailers as well as the offline retailers had these in stock a couple days ago, and I was able to cop a pair in my size, actually at a discounted price because I had some like coupons laying around in my account. So it's just a blessing. Now let's get all of that out of the way and talk about the aesthetics of the shoe. So this is basically a Gel MC Plus silhouette. A lot of the Asics shoes look similar to one another, but they differ slightly, in terms of like the midsoles and the upper design. But I'm not gonna act like I know anything about the Gel MC Plus silhouette. I'm just putting it out there. And then what this entire upper is that it's really this kind of like cream or sail colored leather, which is quite tumbled and very smooth to the touch. It's got a lot of overlays, and this is actually the Asics logo that you see on the side, and underneath that you got another panel of that same leather, which you can see it's got a lot of give as I push against it. And these are all stitched onto each other, and you can see hints of this kind of like clay colored, I don't want to say it's like dust or anything, but it is supposed to evoke that sense of dust or clay, because I've done some research on this model, and it seems like the Georgia Red Clay pack was supposed to kind of evoke the memories of Tremaine Emery when he used to play in the clay grounds back in Georgia, during his childhood. So that's basically the backstory of the shoe. If you want to know more about it, you could probably just Google the model, and then a lot of the sites will tell you more about it. But anyways, focusing back on the shoe itself, let's move towards the front of the shoe, where you see this nice large piece of perforated leather. Once again, it's really smooth. As you can see, it's got a lot of give, and it's really plush. And that's basically the toe box of the shoe, and you got that sail color leather, and once again you see that the hints of that kind of red clay detail here. I think that's a really cool look. It does, I wouldn't say it looks dirty. It does give off that kind of vintage vibe, and it gives off that kind of worn vibe. And I like the fact that Asics kind of painted this kind of what is it, this clay detail in different tones. For instance, it's lighter on the toe box, but went here on the suede overlay, which by the way is really smooth. It's kind of that semi long haired suede and that, I guess, some like grayish beige or green cream color. You know, they use a kind of like a deeper tone of that clay, so they kind of add variation and make the clay color look more realistic, more lively, and I think that's a really nice way to pay attention to detail, because you know it's I think at the end of the day it's $160 shoe. It's actually cheaper than your Jordan 1s, but you know it gives off a far more premium look in my opinion. It almost reminds me of those kind of like the 327 Casablanca New Balance collab shoes for some reason. And then you see more of that kind of plush leather on the toe cap area. Once again, you see more of that clay painted detail. I'm not really sure if it wears off. I don't think it would. I think they just kind of treated somehow that it won't wear off. And then here on the center, you see this kind of like cream laces factory laced onto the shoe. And then for the eye stay, you see more of that smooth suede material. And it's so cool that you see even on the threads and on the tip of the suede, you can see that clay detail that has been like kind of painted onto the shoe. And it's just that there's so much detail combined in the shoe to make this shoe more lively and, you know, interesting overall. I'm guessing that each pair has the different patterns or different, you know, paint, I guess like paint details of the red clay on different parts. So that's a unique feature that you would find on each pair, and I think that's really special. That keeps the meaning of a collab more true, I guess. And then here on the top, you see those lace holes here, and then you see these kind of clay colored threads that are embroidered to stitch down the suede overlay on the side. And then for the inner of the shoe, you see this kind of nicely padded sock liner. I would say this is cotton and this kind of cream colored material. And then for the insole, you see that cream colored insole with the Asics logo printed in that sort of red clay color. And, you know, again, it's so cool that they kind of kept the earthly tone of clay and cream and sail very consistent throughout the shoe, even down to the insole. And it's just so interesting, and it's very pleasing to the eye. I don't know, it's kind of different from the earth tones that we've seen on Yeezy brands. I would say this is more natural looking. It's for some reason that clay color detail is so realistic in my opinion. It almost seems as if somebody has already worn this pair outside, treading around in the red clay. And I think the colorway looks far more realistic, far more lively compared to the earth tones that we see on other, like say some Yeezy 350 V2s or something. Not shitting on Yeezys, but it is what it is. And then interestingly, on the medial side of the shoe, you've got this kind of band, this fabric band that is connected to the shoe, and then once again it's also connected to this kind of small leather piece. I think this is actually some sort of synthetic material that is I guess, yeah, I don't think it's leather. It's kind of this kind of a plasticky material in this cream colored tone. And then on top of that, you got this red clay thread embroidery detail once again. And that actually serves as a lace holder, I guess. It serves as one of the lace holes holding down the laces here on the side. And then here you see another small piece of that suede material, once again with the red clay detail painted on top of it. And then right underneath it, you got the stitching detail in that red clay color as well. And as you can see in this close-up shot, you know, the leather is really nicely treated. It is pretty thick. as you can see from the side. And you know, it's very well treated, such that it gives you that really kind of premium vibe, nicely tumbled look to it overall. So that's really cool. So it's a huge mixture of these, like overlay on top of overlay on top of overlay, but it doesn't look loud in any way. It blends in so nicely, and I think it's just a very nicely structured shoe overall. And you also see here on the back, or I mean the back side, you see a larger piece of that suede material with these stitching details embroidered once again. And on the back of the shoe, on the heel counter, you see more of that, you know, tumbled leather in that cream color, and then you see that cream colored Asics logo embroidered onto the shoe. And even on the logo itself, you can see the hints of red clay here. You know, this pair is so mesmerizing and so pleasing to the eye. It's just crazy that Asics put so much attention to detail to keep the theme alive. And I appreciate the brand for doing that for such a reasonable retail price. Again, the retail price is only $160, and it's just crazy that you can get this type of like quality and craftsmanship on a shoe, especially in this day and time. And then moving on to the midsole. Midsole is actually also one of my favorite parts. I think the midsole is the creme of the crop, and it's just that it's I think that it's the epitome of the kind of the earthly look of the shoe. You got a nice, I'm guessing this is some sort of like EVA foam material used for the midsole, and then you see the gel material that is, you know, characteristic of the gel MC models and the Asics. This kind of gel material is treated in this, I guess, some sort of like, I don't want to say a red clay. It's some sort of dark orange, even some sort of like amber color. And again, that really evokes that earthy vibe to the shoe. And it's just so crazy that, you know, Asics picked out such a nice color for their gel material sandwich between the foam. And then the foam itself is done in that kind of like cream color, and then you see hints of that red clay detail painted or just somehow applied onto the shoe in a very natural and very inconsistent yet very aesthetically pleasing way all around the midsole. And you can see, you know, you can see that ever so subtle brush stroke that paints the red clay detail onto the midsole, and then that kind of extends onto the shoe itself as well. So it's just so crazy. And it's here, for instance, on the back, it almost seems as if somebody else stepped on your shoe with the red clay on their outsole. So I mean, there's just so much detail on this shoe, and it's just so crazy. Now, moving on to the outsole, you got that beautiful outsole in that with these very interesting grooving patterns and traction pads on the forefoot area. I'm not going to go into much detail about it because I'm not entirely sure how to describe it. It's kind of that a very wavy look to it, and then you got these nice flex grooves treated in that cream color, and then you also have the Asics branding engraved into the outsole. And then on the back side, you see more of that interesting traction pads, and then you see these letters, some sort of like guidance line. I'm not really sure what that is, but I guess that's typical of a Gel MC Plus model. So yeah, that's basically the left shoe. The right shoe is basically the same deal. Obviously, it has the same structure, but you're gonna have, you know, different brush strokes of the red clay detail here and there. And I mean, it's just so crazy. What I do want to mention though is that these come with an extra set of laces in this red clay color as well. Honestly, when I rock these, I'm gonna stick with the cream laces for the time being, but when I get bored of it, I think I'm just gonna swap it out and see how they look with the clay color laces. These actually are released in a pack, as I've mentioned. The other pair was, I think the official color code of that model was like ochre or something like that. That has an upper that is constructed with basically the same materials, except for the fact that it's basically the entire upper is done in that kind of like red clay color. You might want to look it up. That pair is actually cooler in my opinion, but wearability wise, I think I would be better off wearing this pair. It's a more muted and earthy tone. I think that would be the signature model of the pack, but for me, I think this pair is more wearable. That's just my opinion, so that's why I copped this particular colorway. But I mean, if I had the space to cop more sneakers, I think I would have definitely cop both pairs. I actually had the chance to buy it. It's just that they sold out eventually, but they were sitting for, I don't know, for like a couple hours or something like that. And I decided not to cop them. I just decided to stick with this pair, and I'm really, really happy. I'm guessing you could probably sense the enthusiasm in my voice right now, because I just can't wait to end the review and then put my feet into these and just rock them starting tomorrow. So yeah, I'm so excited about this pair. Sizing wise, I don't know. I've never tried on a pair of Gel MC Plus, but my general experience with other Asics model is that going true to size is not a problem. Although they do fit a bit narrow towards the toe box area. As you can see, it is quite slim. It slims down towards the tip. So if you have super wide feet, you might want to consider going half a size up. I think that's always a safe way to go. Wearability wise, as I said, there should be absolutely no problem pulling this pair off, because it's such a muted and neutral tone. It would definitely go well with the Denim Tears jeans, but I don't own a pair, so too bad. But I think they would definitely go well with, you know, some khaki pants or some sort of like washed jeans. They would go really, really nicely. So anyways, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this enjoyed watching this video. I hope you guys found this model interesting as I have. And if you have any thoughts or any opinions about this model, please feel free to leave something down below in the comment section. I would really like to hear from you guys. And I think I just have a couple more shoes to review, so stay tuned for that. I'll be pushing more content really, really soon. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please hit that subscribe button. It really, really helps my channel grow. So anyways, thanks for watching.